Hey guys, David here. Welcome to Digital Outlook, where you're gonna find the best community in all of crypto. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the timeline of this Ripple versus SEC case, and I'm gonna let you know when I think we're gonna actually get clarity on this decision. So guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it? So guys, I have been in this space since long before the SEC dropped this case on Ripple in December of 2020. And of course, I have been watching it with some great interest, and we have seen some amazing mudslinging when you take a look at all that has gone on. I mean, just the Hinman emails alone and the back and forth and all that was involved in that until finally the SEC was ordered by Judge Torres to cough them up was truly something else. And then we saw the SEC coming against the actual retail investor and fighting against us having a voice in this case, and against John Deaton from representing all of us in this whole idea. And it was crazy actually when you think about that, because of course the SEC's mandate is to protect the little investor. And they're out there saying, hey, they got Ripple to protect them. Well, hold on a second. Aren't you the guys that are suing Ripple? And you're doing that because you're out there to protect us, the retail investor. And yet now you're opposing us having a voice in the case. So it has been really, really crazy. Now, having said that, we have seen all kinds of delays galore back and forth with respect to all these filings. So you get a filing, then you get a response to the filing, then you get, a rebuttal to the response, and then, another response to the rebuttal, and on and on and on. And it has just caused this whole case to be dragged out to the nth degree. So now we're at a place where every filing has been filed, every response has been responded to, everything that has needed to be added to this case has now been put before Judge Torres, and we're right here at summary judgment, or at the point where we're going to see summary judgment. And we've heard of all kinds of dates. In fact, it wasn't too long ago that we were looking at December 2nd or December 5th. And then of course we've got Charles Hoskinson coming out there saying, oh no, something was supposed to happen on the 15th. Well, the 15th was just yesterday and nothing happened. And then he comes out with a tweet that says, oh no, my sources are saying it's December 16th. Of course, here we are, 16th, and nothing's happening. And then the guy comes out and he's literally trying to tick off the whole XRP community, I think, because he says, hey, they're like Charlie Brown and the football, as Charlie Brown runs out, and Lucy's like, oh yeah, I'm going to put it there, Charlie, this time for sure. And just as he goes to kick it, whoop, he pulls it up, and Charlie goes for a big swing, and he thinks that that's, so funny to kind of throw those things out there and confuse the community and, just toy with our thoughts and emotions. And of course, people buy it all the time. Well, guys, I have been looking at this for a long time. And listen, hey, when I come out and I report what someone else has reported as to a potential date, people have come into the comments and they say, oh, you're a date setter and you don't know, and da-da-da. And hey, I'm not setting the dates. I'm reporting what other folks are saying on the dates. But I am going to give you my thoughts and opinions on it in this video right here. So we know that by the end of March, and really following this through, coming from James K. Filan, I really respect the guy, and I think he has looked at this with some great detail, and he's saying, hey, look, it looks like it's going to be close to the end of March. Now, another thing has come out there with respect to the flare distribution. Now, every time we've gotten some kind of, rumor or hint of a settlement, we have seen, oh yeah, flare's going to be distributed. Well, now, flare is supposed to be distributed as of January 9th of 2023. So I guess we're going to see whether or not that truly happens, because a lot of folks are saying, hey, if flare's coming out by then, perhaps we're going to see a settlement prior to that date. Well, guys, you even have folks out there questioning whether settlement is really what we want in the first place anyway. Because if we don't actually get a win here, then it's still game on with the SEC. Yes, XRP would have clarity, but the whole space would be hurting. And so there's a lot of folks out there saying, hey, look, we need to kind of consider this from a standpoint of, is this beneficial for the whole digital asset space? Would it not be better for Ripple to pursue this all the way to the very end and get a decision from Judge Torres whether or not they win rather than to settle? And that might be a big deal because, look, a win for XRP is a win for the entire digital asset space and not just XRP. And that is a major, major deal. And you've got a lot of people that are kind of advocating for Ripple to fight this to the last degree, even if it means going all the way to the Supreme Court. So let's put this out there too. If this thing goes to summary judgment and Ripple loses, let's say they do lose, then you know they're going to appeal it. And at that point, yeah, we're probably headed all the way to Supreme Court. You could probably add 2 years onto this whole case. God forbid that happens, but it's a possibility. Now, a lot of people, and including Jeremy Hogan, let's give the guy a lot of credit. He did some amazing, explanations and definitions and really describing a lot of these legal things that we haven't, those of us that aren't lawyers wouldn't know. And he kind of broke it down for us great over the last year. And he just posted his last video and he was giving Ripple a 50% chance of coming out and winning this case. And he was giving the SEC, surprisingly enough, only a 30% chance. So that was really good. I mean, the fact is that the SEC has not proven it, that not one prong of the Howey test has been satisfied in this case against Ripple. I mean, it was not an ICO. There was no investment contract or any of that kind of stuff. And so, that's all out there as well. Now, with getting back to James K. Filan, he is really putting a lot of effort in showing that perhaps by the end of March, we could see Judge Torres come out and in fact give us a decision in this summary judgment. Now, if Ripple wins, will the SEC appeal? It is a possibility they will, but they may not. Considering the amount of negative flack they've gotten over this case thus far, they might just drop the whole thing, but then pursue all these other things. Now, would that give clarity to every other digital asset in this space? Well, you have kind of this idea, guys, that, look, we have 3 branches of government here in the United States. Of course, you have the Congress, and they establish law and what. And then you have the executive branch, and of course the executive branch, they issue their authority through executive orders. Then you have the judicial branch. Now the judicial branch, they actually come out and they set legal precedent, and that is used to interpret law and the application of the law. Well, in this case, if Judge Torres comes out and makes a decision in Ripple's favor, that could set precedent that could help determine and craft basically how this digital asset space is interpreted under the law, just like the Howey test did with securities. This could be a major, major deal. And the thing to consider also is this. Judge Torres could come out and she could actually say, hey, look, this issue is going to have such massive implications that I'm actually going to submit this whole case to trial. Then the whole thing goes to trial, and that could also add a number of months on it. So we could be looking at the end of June. And interestingly enough about that, Brad Garlinghouse has recently come out saying, hey, look, he thinks we've got at least 4 to 6 months before this whole thing is resolved. So we could be looking at June. And it's just a matter of time. That's what we're dealing with here. And I think, guys, we would rather wait it out a little longer and get the decision we want than it's kind of like pushing the court system and not getting a decision we want. It's kind of like the whole idea when you're playing ball. It's better to leave someone safe on third than to push them to run home and have them get tagged out between third base and home plate. So that's kind of like the thinking that I've got about it. Now, having said all of that, guys, it really, in the grand scheme of things, in a big way, in my mind, truly doesn't matter. Why is that? Because, guys, the Ripple ecosystem, the XRP ecosystem utilized by Ripple in the development of central bank digital currencies and their on-demand liquidity platforms are just growing and growing and growing, expanding amazingly. And we can see that ODL is utilizing XRP, and you got people waiting in the wings, Bank of America, all kinds of other banks waiting in the wings to utilize ODL on the settlement of this case. It is truly going to be absolutely phenomenal. And look, even with this case, when that dropped on December 2020, XRP's price dropped to 17 cents. Look, 5 months later, it was $1.97, even with a lawsuit against it. So guys, I'm not looking at it as something that really having to worry about. If anything, let's thank our lucky stars that this does get pressed on a little further, that we have that much more time to accumulate. Now that's how I look at it. So guys, this is a video I have for you today, and as always, I truly hope that you enjoyed it. Now, if you want to join in the conversation, well, you just drop your comments right down there in the comments section and open it up to the community and start a discussion. So guys, before you go, I just want to remind the community of our Discord server that has been growing like crazy. It is a fantastic spot to get out there and meet with other like-minded individuals and discuss all your thoughts, opinions, ideas, and suggestions about this entire digital asset space. And it's absolutely free, and the link is right down there in the description of this video. Now, something else that comes up quite a bit is folks will ask, David, where can I buy some XRP? Well, guys, I don't utilize an exchange. I utilize these guys, Caleb and Brown. Now, Caleb and Brown are not an exchange. They're actually a digital asset broker. And the benefit of a digital asset broker is this. You can get on the phone and you can literally talk to your broker one-on-one. And if you're having an issue, you can get it resolved completely that way. And that is a whole lot better than actually sending a support ticket like you would on Coinbase, Kraken, or Uphold and waiting who knows how long to get that resolved. Now, what's really awesome is this. There's no deposit fees. There's no withdrawal fees. There's not even any custody fees. The only fee that you pay is your trading fee. And Caleb and Brown has provided us with a specific link right down there in the description. If you click that link and you register there, you're going to get 3.5% on your fees. And guys, I'm going to tell you something. For me, when I'm having an issue, it is great peace of mind to actually pick up the phone and talk to my broker, and it makes that 3.5% well worth it. Now, guys, last but not least, a lot of folks have come out and they've asked, hey, David, do you have any more spots for your coaching? And so I have extended the coaching until the end of the year. And if that's something that interests you, for $250, we can have an hour conversation one-on-one through Zoom, talk about whatever you need to talk about, whether that's your portfolio, your exit strategy, or even trying to transfer digital assets off an exchange onto a hardware wallet. We can help you with that. And if that interests you, just write me right there at coaching@thedigitaloutlook.com and we'll get you all set up. Well, guys, as you know, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice, but if you found value in it, if you'd hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And hey, don't forget to hit that notification bell down there so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that we're uploading. And if you're one of the thousands of people who have been watching these videos, but you haven't yet subscribed, would you do the channel a favor and join this community? We would really love to have you on board. So in the meantime, and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one.